We are live. And hey. Welcome to Porch Talk Live Worldwide. I am so excited that you guys are here, that you stopped by. I'm telling you, sometimes you just need to have somebody to just cheer you on and to just speak good things to you just to get you rolling. And guess what? Woo woo! My girl is here. So I want to welcome Stacy Paley to the platform. I'm always happy to see you guys when you show up. I've got somebody to back me up and
Always.
keep me on the right track. I love it. I love it. So I want to share a few things with you before we actually get started. So, we're always here on Fridays at 12 p.m. Central, okay? 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Pacific Time, okay? And then there's Mountain Time. So I think that's like about 11, okay? So we're here just for you. And remember one thing on Porch Talk Live Worldwide, the conversation doesn't start until you start the conversation for us. And we have a special guest. We're going to introduce her in a few minutes. But I did want to share some upcoming things with you as we move forward for the interview for our special guest. So here's something, okay? If you want to watch some of the previous interviews that me and Stacey have done and Camille, then hop on over to our public community on Facebook and you can watch so many different interviews with a lot of the people that you already know and some that you need to get to know. So if you're missing anything at all, guess what? You won't miss it anymore. Just head on over to the community, okay? And it's Porch Talk Live Worldwide Talk Show, okay? So the link is right here and it'll be in the comments below. Another thing I want to tell everybody about is during the month of March, it was Women's History. Well, it still is Women's History Month. So, one of the things that Women Rocking Life is doing, and that's a part of Porch Talk Live Worldwide, is we were having every Saturday morning what we call Women of Faith, where women are speaking into your lives. We're talking about the Bible and so many great things. So, hey, look, if you're interested in joining us tomorrow morning, tomorrow is actually the last day for Women of Faith, then email me. It's so simple. All right, the link is here, but you can email me at womenrockinglife@gmail.com. And guess what? I will send you over the link to join us tomorrow morning. Now, here's the real deal for March, okay? This is what ends the month of March up. And that is we're having a vision board workshop. Now, I'm excited about this. I don't know about you, but I am so excited. And the reason why I'm excited is because so many of us at the start of the year, we have our resolutions. And of course, that's great. But what happens along with the resolutions is maybe a month or two into it, you know what? We've forgotten about it. We've moved on. We're doing some other things, and maybe somebody will bring up something about it and we'll think about it. Well, let me tell you something. Let me be your guide to setting up a vision board workshop, something that you will not forget about and something that you can actually bring to life. There's so many different kinds. So we're going to be talking about them on March the 26th. So, and here's something else. Get your tickets. We have special ticket pricings, and after today, the prices are going to be going up. So sorry, but we've had them the whole month. We've had discount tickets set up so you could save your seat. So look, if you can't come, do me a favor, buy a ticket for someone else or just buy it for yourself and then watch the replay, because you will get the replay so you'll know exactly how to set your vision board up, the reason for the vision board. We're going to have some great speakers. I have the honor of having Nancy Matthews from Women Prosperity Network, and she's going to come in and she's going to speak to you along with a couple of other women. Now, we're going to have some fun. We're not just going to work, work, work. We're going to have some fun too. I'm just so excited about it. And when you go to our website, porchtalklive.com, you'll find where there are other events that we're doing for the rest of the year. Okay. So we won't prolong it. So we're going to bring our guest on. I am just so excited to hear. And we have with us this morning as our guest. Dun, 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 Alexandra Van Horn, the Live Well Long coach. Now that she's giving me a mouthful to say here this morning, okay? But I think I can get it out. So one of the things that I do want to do is I want to go over Alexandra's her bio, resume, whatever you want to call it, that describes who she is and what she does. But before I do that, I want to give our host Stacy Paley a chance to say hello to us this morning, and then we're going to get started.
I will. And hello, everyone. And Dorothy, I am so sorry here. It looks like Margaret Leslie is the thing that's showing up on the banner. So we need to make
Oh
a quick
no, we
change
don't
on
want
that.
Margaret. Margaret was last week.
Alexandra, thank you so much
Alexandra.
for joining us. We are delighted to have you. It is very nice to be with everybody here on Porch Talk Live Worldwide. I hope that everyone is well and well, just doing okay. Sometimes, you are thriving and excited. There's so much going on in the world right now. Our hearts certainly go out to those who are affected with some of the terrible things that are going on in the world. And so we hold them up and we think of peace and prosperity and health, right? I bet Alexandra is going to tell us all about that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you for that.
Alexandra, just say hello to us before we get into I call it into the spit of things, and begin to share what's going on.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I really appreciate it. Love being here. Love the energy. I'm just listening to the intros. I feel my energy perking up. It's great. Oh, we have somebody new.
Hey, Camille, how is the fabulous Camille this morning?
I miss seeing you, lady. Mwaha. I miss you guys.
Camille is busy getting her business up and running and out there. So, and Stacy's doing her thing. So there'll be times that, hey, you'll see just me, but we're always happy when Team Porch Talk can come together. It's the three of us. So, we're doing some new things, some fabulous things, and we're always excited to bring other people on to share what they're doing. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about Alexandra. Okay. My granddaughter's name is Alex. So I keep saying, if I say that, it's just, I don't mean anything by it,
That's
it's just
fine. That's
slipping out.
fine.
Okay.
People call me both, so Alex is fine too.
Okay, great, great, great. So, Alexandra Van Horn, the Live Well Long coach, inspires others to own their God given ability. She creates a life with them that they love and spreads more happiness to those that are ready to receive it. She is a minister of spiritual counseling and a lifestyle and healthy coach. Now, She was a former massage therapist. Okay, now when I come to where you are, pull the table out because I'm just saying I'm just gonna need it. Okay, she she has expired and helped others reach for and achieve their dream for over 20 years. Alexandra was widowed at a young age. With three small sons, she learned firsthand about the power inherent in each of us to invent our world through our careful choice of thoughts, words, and actions. She has a passion for helping others create lives of peace and happiness. Now, I love that part of it where she has an inherent power, the power of thought. So keep that in mind as we're going through this interview. Alexandra is known as a Toastmaster bronze speaker, and she is the author of 3 books, which you will receive one of her free ebooks at the end of this podcast. So hold tight, stay here with us, don't go nowhere. All right. Now, Alexandra has also taught special needs middle aged students. Her favorite charities are St. Jude's Charity Water and the Unstoppable Foundation, which provides water, food, education, medical care, and training for parents to generate an income in developing countries. And we welcome Alexandra to the show. As I'm reading the bottom part of the charitable things, I thought about the fabulous Camille Robb and how that kind of connects with some of what she's doing over in foreign countries as well. So we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, I've got some questions that I do want to share, but one of the things I want to know when we talk about Live Well Long Coach, kind of share with us about what that is. What do you do? You know.
Okay. So what I love doing, from first of all, from years of my own self-study, moving my life forward, I realized that, we've got body, mind, and spirit, and we need to pay attention to the development of each one of those. Because if our mind is, going in a negative direction, it takes our body there too. And then our spirit is down. So it all begins with our thoughts. And that's how I came to what I'm going to share today, just from noticing things in my life and noticing where I was focusing my attention and the results I was getting and didn't want to get. So
Wow.
that's what that's about, helping others get control over learn about controlling their thoughts. And then, of course, the body and the spirit in no particular order because they all overlap.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great, great. So, I mean, I guess that's going to start us into some of our questions. And one of the questions is, how did you come upon learning about the power of thought?
Okay, so when my children were young, I had 3 small boys, and my husband was working super long hours, 80 hours a week. And it was really hard. He was traveling with his job, and I was home with 3 little boys. He'd come home at the end of the day or at the end of his trip and he'd say, "Oh, who'd you talk to this week?" And I'd be like, "The boys," because I was so focused on being home. It was before the internet. No Facebook existed back then. We're talking 30 years ago. And so I spent as much time as I could in between tending to their needs on prayer and meditation, because I would found myself really getting very sad, depressed, lonely, even though I had a wonderful opportunity to raise 3 boys. I was getting exhausted, and I started praying and meditating. I was raised in a Christian faith. I was raised in Greek Orthodox tradition. And, there's one thing to have it taught to you, and then there's another to apply it when you really need it. As a child, you may not really experience the need for it until later in life, and you're like, whoa. So I started with prayer and meditation. And one day I was starting to notice that our thoughts and our words made a difference. And we lived in a house that had a basement. This is up in New Jersey. My 2 older sons kept on leaving the basement door open because they were going down to the basement to play. My youngest son did not learn how to walk yet. So he's in one of those little walkers that they, scoot around the house. And I kept on saying, not realizing the power of my words, one of these days he's going to go down those stairs. One of these days he's going to go down those stairs. Because the boys, I kept on shutting the door, but the boys, I'd be doing something, they'd run down, the door would be wide open. Sure enough, one day I was cleaning up. We were going to get company, and my kids, the older two, had been playing with a mattress. It's like a 3-inch thick mattress from a rollaway cot. And I was cleaning up. Company was coming, and rather than bringing the mattress upstairs where it belonged, I was in such a hurry. I tossed it down the basement stairs. Thank God, thank God, thank God. So the next day, all of us, company came, left, and the next day I'm in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I hear ba-boom, 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 and he's bouncing down the stairs in his walker and landed on the mattress. Thank God. Do I believe in angels? You bet. Do I believe in Holy Spirit, God, whatever you want. Except if you want to like the word universe, okay, go for it. Whatever. But in that moment, I felt like my angels were working overtime. They said, okay, she doesn't know the power of her words. We're going to guide her to protect her son. And in the meantime, she'll get the message. And sure enough, I was like, wow. It was like everything came together to teach me that. And so, yeah, it was, it was a cement floor. God knows what could have happened. So I'm so grateful that I was open to the lesson and I was guided and the mattress was there. I felt like it was so divinely orchestrated to teach me my lesson and protect my son at the same time. So after that, I was like so careful with choosing my words and my thoughts. And it's a progress. It's a process. It's not like all of a sudden you get it. It's like, oh, that's a bad habit. I better change that habit.
Absolutely. I'm going to comment on that, but I want to always welcome the people that are watching, that are, they stop their busy moments to come in and chime with us. So Deliana has stopped in to say hello, and Tina has stopped in to say hello. I've got Sharon Font stopped in to say hello to us as well. So thank you all. So glad to see you. Welcome, 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 welcome to Porch Talk. So, and I get that, when we have small children, especially even if we don't have other children, we really have to keep our eyes peeled on them. They talk about the terrible too, but they get to a point where they are in everything. They want to do everything. Look, wait a minute. I got my great granddaughter this morning to babysit while her dad went on a job interview. And let me tell you, I gotta watch her while we're in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen. I keep saying she's 4 years old. Grand, I'm 5. Okay, all right. You're 5 years old. You're 5 years old. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna make some cornflakes. What kind of milk? They were so quick. What kind of milk are you gonna use? Are you gonna put it in a bowl? You gonna put it in a cup? Are we gonna use that big spoon? That little spoon? I was like.
They're very particular, aren't they?
They are. So I get it. And thank God, like you said, when he dispatches his angels to watch out over our loved ones. It's just amazing. I can't help but say thank God that the kids had the mattress down there where you could throw it down in the basement.
Yes.
Because I shudder to think what would have happened had he hit bouncing down the stairs is one thing, he'll be a little sore, but just hitting that concrete, it would have been something more devastating. So one of the other questions I have for you is, how have you used this awareness, this power over the years?
Okay. So one of the things I can think of is my godparents always lived in Florida. And they always used to say, I lived in New Jersey, and they always used to say, come visit, come visit. I was always so cold up in New Jersey. No matter how warm I was dressed, my fingers would turn white, even if I had gloves on. If I'm driving, they'd white and numb. I'd have to come in the house and run them under warm water. And I'd say, I do not belong in this climate. I don't belong in this climate. And my godmother always said frequently, come visit, come visit, come visit. And so finally one day I said, you know what? I'm going to visit. And I went for a weekend. I lined up. I had the children, had someone take care of them. Good, great, wonderful nanny. And so I visited for the weekend, and my godmother took me out to the end of in Florida, in Delray Beach. It's called Atlantic Avenue. It's like the main hotspot. At the end, there's this big gazebo that faces the ocean. She took me there, and I looked out at the ocean. I said, "Oh God, I could live here. Oh God, I could live here." A year later, my oldest son, who was doing website design from his bedroom, he was like 17, 18, and he suddenly had a client in Delray Beach, Florida. So he moved down here. The client said, "I'll give you office space." So he started with the client, and then he said to me, "Mom, I have to have my own business. Can you come help?" And I wanted to keep the family together, so I put the house up for sale. And within a year's time, we all moved down to Florida. And I was like, it's like from my mouth to God's ears, and then the rest happened without my direct involvement. It's just, of course, I had to clean up the house and get it sold and all that stuff. But it was like the pieces, the stepping stones were lined up.
So you just basically just spoke it into existence,
Right.
because that was something that you really, really want. And I
Yes.
think a lot of the things that we desire in our lives, if we just keep focused on it,
Yes.
and we keep talking about it, and
Mhm.
even taking actions to move towards it, that it will happen. So I definitely understand about the power of words, of believing what it is that you say and what you want, and not only believing it, just keeping focus. You got to stay focused on that thing if it's something that you want. So I get it. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just amazing how we have to. Uh, I find myself sometimes when I'm talking and I'm saying things, especially if I get a little frustrated, I get a little uptight. I'll say something that's totally negative against what it is that I'm trying to do, but then when I realize what I've done, I'll go back and say, you know what, I take that back, Lord, I take that back. That's not what I mean. You know the situation that I'm in, so let me change those words. Strike that.
Yeah.
As we do on the phone, when you see it, tap, slide, delete.
Yeah.
So let me delete that and let me put in the right thing, okay, what I should be saying and not what I'm actually feeling. And
Right.
I think sometimes, regardless of how we feel, when we keep talking and we keep talking and saying positive things into our own lives, into the lives of others, it lifts people up, and it brings them out of some of the bad places that they're in, or the bad thoughts that they have. One thing I tell people all the time is, when you've got a dream, you got a vision, okay, be careful who's in your ear. And the reason why I say that is
Yeah.
because people will talk so negative, because a
Yeah.
lot of times people don't see what you see.
Yes.
They don't feel what you feel, or they've known you all of your life as one person or doing one thing, but now you've changed. You've changed your mindset, you change where you're going, you change what you're doing, but they don't see that part of you. They see where you were, not where you're going. They don't see
Right.
what's ahead of you. And then they begin to talk, and they'll take that, and if you listen long enough, they'll take what you've got. And I say they take it in, they lock it up in jail. They lock it up in the jail, but the jail is in your head. It's locked up. Okay. And you
Mhm.
just don't see parole coming forth from anywhere, to unlock it. Okay. Because sometimes when you listen to the thoughts of other people, everybody's got their own opinion. Okay, but you have to make a decision as to whose opinion you're going to follow. So I talk all about that in my vision board workshop. So this is your time. I'm gonna
I
let you
love it.
talking.
I love it. That's great. The vision board workshop is going to be wonderful. Love it.
Yes.
Absolutely. So at another time, one time, and this was after my husband passed away in 91, and I had the three small boys. And, people used to say to me later on, well, what made you become a minister? And I said, are you kidding me? I was raising three boys by myself. I was praying all the time. Keep them safe, give me strength, all that. But another time, my middle son wanted to learn how to ride a horse. So I took him, And he started taking lessons. And I thought, well, if I'm sitting here, I might as well learn too. So, we both learned. And, but then he was tired of it. And I said, you know what? I want to keep going with this. And at the same time, I thought, wow, it'd be wonderful if I could get a horse. At the time, I was in a comfortable enough position to have a horse. And so I was talk about vision boards. I was flipping through a magazine and saw this beautiful picture of a horse walking through the surf on a beach. I said, oh, that's gorgeous. I clipped it out, put it on my vision board. And very soon after that, at the stable that I was riding, they said, oh, we have a horse that's kind of available, for lease or sale.
Wow.
And I said, really? And it looked identical to the one in my picture. I mean, things like that over the years that were just beautiful. Yeah. And even coming down to here, finding a home in Florida, I wrote down a list of everything I wanted in a home. And this was, again, the internet, it wasn't, this was, again, this was in 2004. So it was 18 years ago. It wasn't we weren't as used to using it as now. So I told the realtor what I wanted. They sent me a bunch of listings, and then I highlighted which ones had what I wanted on it. And then I put an extra the ones that didn't. And then within 24 hours, I found the house that I'm living in now that matched everything I needed. So just, holding on to the vision of what you want and seeing it and knowing and feeling it in your heart, like that's my burning desire. That's what I need and want. And then things line up all the time. It's just wonderful, wonderful.
And I do believe that. I do believe that. I want to welcome Shirley Murphy. She's watching us as well. People would really be surprised at the power of thought. Okay. It is just so real. I'm going to give our co-host, the fabulous Camille, a chance to speak. Stacy's going to come towards the end and kind of wrap us up and remind us of what we've been talking about. But I don't want to be the only one talking and asking you questions. So I'm going to give the fabulous Camille a chance.
I'm sitting here and my husband said, what if we said exactly what we wanted and tell them the story about us when we were kids? And Alexandra, I'm telling you, listen to this. When I was 16 years old, I met my husband when I just turned 10. When I was 16 years old, we were sitting on the porch, on my grandmother's porch, and we were talking. And he said, I want to get married and I want to have 2 kids. And I'm like, I don't want no kids. He said, but I want to get married and I want to get 2 kids. And I said, what I want a nice house with a white fence. I want a big backyard and I want a pool. That's it. I don't want any kids. He said, well, we have to have kids, at least 2, 1 boy, 1 girl. I said, okay, I was 16. He was 18. Okay. He was planning and talking, and we were all talking and having a good time. So fast forward, I'm married to that same man. I have 2 kids. Both of my house with big backyard, pool, and a white picket fence.
Beautiful.
So the power of what comes out of her mouth.
Yes.
My grandmother said, your tongue can be death and it can be life.
Absolutely. Yep.
So you hold powerful gift. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Give me something way back then when you used to sit down with your grandparents and you have said something to this day, it's still going on.
Wow. There was a language barrier with my grandparents. Back then they both, English was not their first language. So there wasn't a lot of time spent with them in communication. What I did learn from them is I love to cook. I'm Greek and Italian. My father's side was Greek. My mother's side was Italian. And, both are known for cooking and feeding and eating. So I have that gift. And I didn't realize that it was how unique it was. A lot of people that I know did not grow up with that. And I'm very grateful for that. That was more of a cultural thing that I just happened to, and now, like I always took it for granted. And now I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful that I had the childhood that I had, even though, it wasn't perfect in all areas, but obviously, there's always opportunities for learning. Oh, I see another question that popped up. Should I respond to that?
Uh, yeah, you mentioned you have an acronym or an easy way to remember how to apply this power. Can you tell us
Yes.
all about it?
Absolutely, love to. So, if everyone who's listening considers the word sage, and I don't mean the herb, but I mean like a wise person, a sage, SAGE. If you think of that, the first letter S is like where this begins. Everything begins in awareness. And it's like, okay, how am I feeling right now? Am I happy? Am I angry? Am I joyful? Am I sad? Is there a tension in my stomach? Do I feel crestfallen? Am I disappointed? All of these things go into from the origin of our thoughts. If I'm thinking lonely thoughts, I'm going to feel that. So seeing what's going on first in our body and our mind. So the S is for seeing. And then once we see that, A, accepting those things. So in other words, say we're feeling angry or feeling disappointed or joyful, we're just accepting whatever it is. And if it's something that we preferred we weren't feeling, then we can accept it. Say, okay, I acknowledge that that's where I'm at. I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling lonely. And that with that is that concept of forgiveness, forgiving ourselves for how we're feeling if we're not feeling great, forgiving our friend or neighbor, whoever it was that may have said or done something, or the person that passed us on the road and cut us off, any of those things. And just getting into a state of acceptance and forgiveness, just releasing any negative thoughts around the situation. So acceptance, forgiveness. And then G, gratitude. Gratitude is so powerful for shifting our vibration. Bob Proctor, we spoke about vibration, raising our vibration to get us out of that quandary of feeling negative or creating negative things. So expressing gratitude is like the first way to go about it. And you may have even heard have a rampage of appreciation or a rampage of gratitude. And, even if no matter what it is, like wherever you are, it could be, oh, I'm grateful I have water I can drink. There are places where they have to walk on foot 50 miles to get water or 20 miles or whatever. And it may not even be clean water, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many things we can be grateful for. Grateful that it's raining so we're not in a drought. Grateful that it's sunny so we can go out and play. Whatever it is, just have a deliberate practice of gratitude. And I've recently heard the best time to do it is before you go. I mean, you can do it throughout the day, anytime you notice your feelings are down, but before you go to bed, what am I grateful for today? And that sets the tone for a more peaceful sleep, for awakening refreshed and beginning the day. I like to do it morning and night or anytime during the day, but it's so powerful to raise your vibration, raise your thinking, so that what you're creating or inventing in your life comes from a much higher place instead of, something you don't want to experience. And then the last would be embrace. The E is embrace. Embrace whatever is next for you, like your vision. It's like, okay, you've done your gratitude, your energy is up high. And then you think, okay, well, what would I love right now? How would I want to experience this day? If I'm going to spend time with my grandchildren, I want to be energetic and upbeat and, I want to have all the energy I need to play with them or, meet their needs. Or whatever the thing is. If I'm, going to be doing a podcast, what do I need to do to get in alignment with everything I want to remember to say or not say, or all of those things to just get me to achieve the results I really want to attract into my life. So S is for seeing what you're thinking, feeling. A is for accepting whatever's going on. G, gratitude to raise the vibration. And E, empathy. Embrace. Have empathy for yourself, of course, but embrace the new ideas to move toward your vision and to take action in whatever will bring you closer to that vision.
All right. So give that to me one more time. The
All
word
right, take it from
S
the
is
top.
S
S
is
is to
for.
see, SEE, to see what your body and mind are feeling. I've noticed sometimes over the years, like, okay, I've got like a knot in my stomach. What is that from? And then once I notice it and acknowledge, it's like, oh, and then I can breathe into it. And sometimes I feel it. It's just once you acknowledge it, it dissipates. It's almost like your body's saying, hello, feel this. You acknowledge it and then you can move on. So S is for seeing what's going on. A is for accepting it. Accepting, allowing whatever you're feeling, whether it's happy or sad or anything in between. Just accepting it with forgiveness and love for yourself and for others. And G is gratitude. Just go on a rampage of gratitude as much as you can. A rampage of appreciation for anything you can think of. They recommend 10, which is sometimes it takes a while to get to 10. It's like, wow, I talked about the sun and the rain and the water, but what else? Um, and then E is to embrace your new vision and move forward. I also like to think of as a picture, an image. Picture like an old clipper ship, something with a sail on it, something with a rudder, something with an anchor that's tied, that's anchoring you. And when you do so you see your destination, that would be, you want to move forward, but your grievances are the anchor holding you down, so you pull up the anchor when you acknowledge, you forgive. So it's like pulling up the anchor. Declaring gratitude helps you to put wind in your sails. And then embracing you in your thoughts is like the direction, using that rudder to say, okay, what do I want to create today? What direction do I want to head today? So you kind of have like the acronym, but you also have the image of the boat.
That's great. I love it. Using exactly what you're saying. I, I I'm thinking like, in order to have positive thoughts and have the power in what it is that you're thinking, you have to be able to see it. How do
Mhm.
you not see something and then believe that you can have it? There's nothing for you to reach for. There's nothing for you to go after. You really need to see what it is in those positive thoughts. And like you say, it's accepting where you are and what you're doing. And I tell people all the time, it's okay not to be okay.
Right.
It's okay because we all get there. We're all there at some point and some time with
Mhm.
something. The thing of it is don't buy it. Ooh, don't
Right.
buy it. If you got to pay rent, for a week, then pay rent, okay? And then go get your deposit back and move, just don't
Yes.
stay there.
Yes.
And everything is about being thankful for what you
Mhm.
already have, gratitude. And that's a gratitude, being thankful. It's basically all the same. Sometimes if we can just be thankful for what we already have,
Right.
where we already are, okay? Because it could be better. I used to tell the guys on the job, when I stopped being manager and I became second in command, and they would bring in new managers and they would be complaining. And I said, stop. We're gonna be thankful. Okay. I said, because the next guy that comes in could be worse than what we just lost. So we're gonna be thankful for the guy that we have, and then we're going to ask and pray God to send us somebody better. We're not going to keep complaining, because the more you complain, you put it out there in the atmosphere, and the
Yeah.
atmosphere picks up on what it is that you're putting out, you
Right.
know. And we know that everything is not easy. Everything is not easy. Some things are hard. And with things being hard, sometimes you have to reach out to somebody else to help you so it
Mhm.
becomes easier. What
Right.
it is that you're going through, what it is that you're doing, the place that you're going. When you're out in another state or a city, driving around, and you get lost, it gets so much easier when you can stop somebody else and ask for their help
Mhm.
and they can direct you to where it is that you need to go. Sometimes you can't see the way. Okay,
Right.
you can't see where it is that you need to go. You're so overwhelmed, or you're juggling so many different things. But it does get easy when you just reach out to someone else. So uh,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, you
And
can.
Dorothy, I think that what you're saying and what we're talking about here is so true. Asking is why we have coaches, it's why we have friends, it's why we have God. But we can ask and learn from people in our lives as well as from the spiritual power. And
Right.
so I'm guessing that's why coaches are there to help us figure out sometimes how do you do that thing. And
Right.
so I have one question. It's a how do you do that thing? And I think, Alexandra, you are starting to tell us with Sage.
Right.
Um, I bet that you run into people who say, I try this, I try that, I'm visioning, but I'm blocked. Do you have a path through?
I think a lot of it is the first part, like noticing, seeing what our thoughts are. Because we can say, oh, I want the farm, or I want the house, or the car, or the guy, or whatever it is, the girl, I want this to happen in my life. And then something goes wrong, and you hear the person say, oh, of course, I have a dark cloud over me. Like they say one thing and then they negate it immediately with, yeah, life's not going to get better because this is just my luck. That just my luck kind of thing would just brings that vibration right back down. So that I deserve negativity, because the God is always listening, and God will say, oh, that's what you wanted. Just you want to have negative stuff. Okay. Okay, that's what you want, that's what you get, so it's just a constant vigilance of our thoughts. That's the biggest thing, constant vigilance, and
Oh
saying,
wow.
like Dorothy said before, Pastor Dorothy said, cancel that thought, I did not mean that, and get back on track. They say when we send a spaceship out, or an airplane is flying, they're off course most of the way, but the only way they get to their destination is to keep on moving back, getting back on track, getting back on track.
Beautiful.
And no, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So our last question is, how can people reach you, and how can they get your ebook?
Okay, so they can reach me and also get the ebook at, it's very simple. I created a simple number that they can text me to, and text to me their message, and it's 938 Alex VH1. That's V as in Victor, H as in Harry, and just the number 1. And if they would like the book, this is the hard copy of it. I'm trying to figure out how to do this with the back. There we go. This is the hard copy of the book, How to Get and Stay Happy, or 27 Things That Your Best Friend, Doctor, Therapist, or Mother Probably Won't Tell You. And these are things that I've learned over the years, and they're part of my life. That and it's kind of thing where you can keep on your nightstand and just say, okay, wait, what should I do now? And you can even open it random. Say, all right, I'm in really a crummy mood right now, and just open it at random and see what it says. So they can text the word happy to 938 Alex VH1. And they can also, if they want to learn how to work with me one-on-one, they can type the word coach, text the word coach to that same number, and I'll reach back to them and we can set something up. Yes, stay absolutely positive. Absolutely.
Okay. So
Yes.
Shirley says the only way to stay focused on that which you want, see yourself in the future. Oh my God. Yeah. And that's so true. If you can
Mhm.
just see yourself already there, already having it. And the thing of it is that even if you're thinking about it, you've got the thoughts, and you know this is something that you want, but you may not be ready for it. Okay. In the moment, it doesn't stop you from going out. I tell people, oh, I need some great pictures. I'm a coach right now. Everything is shut down. I need some great pictures. Go have a fashion show. Go to the store, have a fashion show. Take some pictures, get your camera together, take some pictures, take a friend with you, try on some clothes, step out. Hey girl, how do I look? Take my picture. How do you
That's a great idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love
Go
it.
have some fun, enjoy yourself, because that is definitely what life is all about. When you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, I can tell you, go out to breakfast, go out to lunch, go have a fashion show, go for a walk in the park, go for a walk around the corner, just go to the front porch and say, hello, God, I'm here. What do you got in store for me? What's coming next? Just
Yeah.
keeping positive, positive thoughts. That's what we want to do. I want to give a shout out to my grandson Brandon. He texts me, Grandma, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm on my show. Grandma, I'm coming over. I'm gonna watch it. So
Oh,
this is his
wonderful.
first time watching. So thank you, Brandon, from dropping in. Um, and Camille put something, God is always working on us, so we have to be careful because we ask, you shall receive. And it's so, so true. If we've got bad thoughts and we don't know what we're saying out of our mouths and it's not right, God's not going to jump in and rescue us. He rescues us if we call on him and we ask him to do it. So I don't need no bad stuff happening to me.
Amen.
Need none
Amen.
of that. Okay, I just need good stuff. Good stuff. Whatever I
Yes.
ask him for, I'm looking to materialize. So I'm going to give you last comments on Live Well Long Coach, and then we're going to do a couple of questions for Porch Talk Live. Okay.
Awesome.
So tell people how they can reach you.
Okay, so they can reach me by texting to 938 Alex VH1, and they can send me whatever message they'd like to. If they want to receive a digital copy of the book, send me the word happy. If they want information about how they can work on me one-on-one, send me the word coach. And
Okay.
you can also find me on Instagram at alexandra.vanhorn and then number 11,
All right,
1
I'm going
1.
to ask you to put that in the comment section, so it's when they
Okay,
go back and they reread the review the video, all of that information is going to be right there. Okay,
got it.
it is so, so easy. While I'm going to give Stacy a chance to give us a little wrap up here and a review of what's going on or what's been happening. Just a whole lot of good stuff. Yes, it is a whole lot of good stuff.
It is, Pastor Dorothy. I'm a big believer in action, and Alexandra has given us a number of action steps to do, right? To be conscious and aware of our thoughts. One of the first things you said was that living well long starts with noticing, and noticing is a very active thing to be conscious of your body, your thoughts, and your feelings. We had a number of stories of manifestation and how thoughts and actions correlate. Remember all that you can strike those thoughts, delete them, erase them. But one of the things that Alexandra taught us was SAGE: see, accept, have your gratitude, and then embrace your new vision. So that action of acknowledging and seeing and noticing, and then the shifting. So, a lot of action steps for us. Practicing gratitude is so important. A reminder to text Alex at 938 Alex VH1. Happy gets you the book, and coach working one on one. What a wonderful, wonderful day today. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you so
Oh,
much, Stacy.
thank you
My
so
pleasure.
much. Wonderful, wonderful information. The power of your thoughts. I'm telling you, we couldn't have had a better guest on today. I don't know about you, but I needed powerful thought magic today. Okay. And I got just what I needed today.
Mhm.
So, one of the things that questions that I want to ask you is I know that when we are younger, grammar school, high school, we get to a point where we um, begin to make plans for our life and what have you. So, one of my questions to you is what did you see yourself doing when you were younger?
I always believed that I would be a teacher of some sort. And I always just, it was like having children was like an automatic in my mind. There was never a question in my mind that I would have children or that I would want children. And I'm grateful that I was able to make that happen and that God agreed. And so definitely that. And but the interesting thing was I was always exploring teaching, but I never, when one of the ways you get guidance is through your gut. Your gut
Hmm.
feelings. Like I kept asking, and when I was in college, I was like, I want to teach, but I don't think I should go into a teaching program. And as it worked out, I did not. I got a degree in math, and my bachelor's was in math. And but I ended up later after trying to combine a career with massage because I did not want to be doing massage 40 hours a day or anything like that. A friend of mine suggested, why don't you do substitute teaching and then you can fill in when you don't have massage clients. So I did that and then eventually became an interim teacher for a woman that was on maternity leave and also started working at a school for special needs children. So it happened anyways.
That happened
But
anyway.
everything else worked out too, which is great.
Great. Next question is tell me, how did you meet your husband?
Okay. Well, we moved around a lot when I was in 5 different schools from 7th grade to high school. It's like basically a different school every year. We had to move around. My father was an electrical engineer, and he kept on getting laid off because he worked for government contracts. And anyways, so the last school I went to was in the middle of my junior year in Somerville, New Jersey, and I was the only girl in physics class. And he decided that having a girl lab partner would be better than a guy. And he got rid of his lab partner and he said, oh, I need a lab partner. And we became lab partners in more than one way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you met your love in school.
I was
Wow.
16. I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like the fabulous Camille.
Exactly. I was just thinking that. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Last question, and we're going to call it an end. So, when you went out on your first date, okay, what was something funny or crazy that he said to you and you had to give him that look like, what?
Wow. Well, our first date was really a ski trip. There was a ski trip. I just moved there, and he's my new lab partner, and I knew I was like so excited about being with him. And we both went on a ski trip, the school ski trip, and I remember I was out of control on the slopes. I was not a good skier, and I was losing control, and I saw like bumpy snow on the side, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be nice and soft over there. Wrong. It was rocks covered with snow.
Oh,
So I steered over there as best I could, landed on the rocks, and I ended up with I can't. I'm trying to put my hand in the video there. Okay, with a bruise on my hip, the size, shape, and color of an eggplant. It was huge. But anyways, on the bus ride home, I remember mentioning it to him, and he put his hand on my hip, and I was like, "Wow, life is good." He didn't have to say anything. He
okay.
was fun. He was a
All
light.
Okay. All right. So we are at the end of our show. And everybody knows I'm all about fun and about laughing and what have you. Yeah, we do the business part and we have to have the business part of it. But I'm all about balance. We need to balance it out with a little fun, a little laughter, and a
I love it.
little play. So I love that part of it. So don't forget to join us on next Friday. Okay. No, not Friday, next Saturday. Next Friday, we're not going to be here because I'll be preparing for the vision workshop. So I am so happy. I don't believe I have a guest, and hopefully nobody is going to book that Friday. As soon as we get off, I'm going to go in and capture that Friday for myself so that I have time to prepare for Saturday, next Saturday morning. But look, go over to porchtalklive.com and get your tickets today. Don't wait, okay? We don't want to sell out of seats. We want to make sure that you join us, okay? So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, the fabulous Camille and my gracious Stacy Paley, our special guest Alexandra. I mean, I had fun today. I don't know about you guys,
Me
So
too. Absolutely. This is
every now and
wonderful.
Definitely.
every now and then we come up missing in action, but guess what? Starting in April, we'll be back full force, okay? So if you're interested in telling your story, sharing your book, you got a product, you got a service, hey, look, hit me up at womenrockinglife@gmail.com. And guess what? We'll get you on the show as well. So, on that note, I'm Dorothy Ross coming in from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm Stacy Paley from Portland, Oregon.
And fabulous Camille from Orlando, Florida.
Ah, nice.
And Alexander, where are you coming in from?
I'm from Boca Raton, Florida.
Boca Raton. Everybody's from Florida except for me and Stacy, So we're gonna
Florida,
have to come
baby,
over
Florida.
where it's warm. Stacy, close us out with your famous words.
I'm going to turn the ball to the fabulous Camille, who does it so smoothly.
Guys, stay blessed, stay safe, and stay absolutely fabulous, darlings. See you next week.
Beautiful.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.